mustn't digress. Gunther has no significant part to play in this story. I introduce him only to explain my present circumstances. Gunther gives me work. I earn most of my living working for him as a part-time commercial translator, for which he pays me far too well. Indeed, if it wasn't for Gunther's job, I couldn't live on Brazzaville Beach. What will I do when he goes? I have no idea. In the meantime, a melancholy meal in the airport hotel is no penance. I love the beach, but sometimes I ask myself, what am I doing here? I'm young, I'm single, I have family in England, I possess all manner of impressive academic qualifications, so why has the beach become my home? How can I explain it to you? I am here because two sets of strange and extraordinary events happened to me, and I needed some time to weigh them up, evaluate them. I have to make sense of what has taken place before I can restart my life in the world, as it were. Do you know that feeling? That urge to call a temporary halt, to say, enough, slow down, give me a break. Two sequences of events, then. One in England, first, and then one in Africa. Two stories to tell. I fled to Africa to escape what happened in England, and then, as the continent will, it embroiled me further. But that's not the way to start. Another problem. How do I begin? How do I tell you what happened to me? My name is Hope Clearwater. Or, Hope Clearwater is that tall young woman who lives on Brazzaville Beach. It's not so easy. Which voice do I use? I was different then, and I'm different now. I am Hope Clearwater. She is Hope Clearwater. Everything is me, really. Try to remember that, though it might be a little confusing at first. Where shall I begin? In Africa, I think. Yes, but far from Brazzaville Beach. A final note. The important factor in all this is honesty. Otherwise, there would be no point in beginning. So, let's start with that day I was with Clovis. Just the two of us. Yes, that's a good place. Brazzaville Beach. I never really warmed to Clovis. He was far too stupid to inspire real affection. But he always claimed a corner of my heart, largely, I suppose, because of the way he instinctively and unconsciously cupped his genitals whenever he was alarmed or nervous. It was rather endearing, I thought, and it showed a natural vulnerability, in strong contrast to his usual moods, raffish arrogance or total and single-minded self-absorption. In fact, he was self-absorbed now as he sat grandly at ease, frowning, pursing and unpursing his lips, completely ignoring me, and from time to time sniffing absent-mindedly at the tip of a forefinger. He had been similarly occupied for upwards of an hour now, and whatever he had stuck his finger into earlier that day had obviously been fairly potent, not to say narcotic and ineradicable. Knowing Clovis as I did, I suspected he could maintain this inertia for ages. I looked at my watch. If I went back now, it might mean talking to that little swine, Hauser. I debated the pros and cons, spend the remaining hour I had left me here with Clovis, or risk enduring Hauser's cynical gossip, all silky insinuation and covert bitchery. Should I tell you about Hauser now, I wonder? No, perhaps not. Hauser and the others will engage us as we meet them. They can wait a while. Let us return to Clovis. I changed my position, uncrossed my legs, and stretched them out in front of me. A small ant seemed to have trapped itself under the strap of my brassiere, and I spent a few awkward minutes trying vainly to locate it. Clovis impassively watched me remove first my shirt and then my bra. I found no insect, but discovered its traces, a neat cluster of pink bites under my left armpit. I rubbed spit on them and replaced my clothes. As I did up the top button on my shirt, Clovis seemed to lose interest in me. He slapped his shoulder once, brusquely, and clambered into the malemba tree beneath, which he had been sitting, and with powerful, easy movements, he swung through the branches, leapt onto an adjacent tree, and was away, lost to sight, heading northeast towards the hills of the escarpment. I looked at my watch again and noted the time of his departure. Perhaps now he was going to rejoin the other members of his group. It was not unheard of for Clovis to spend a day on his own, but it was out of the ordinary. He was gregarious, even by chimpanzee standards. I had been watching him for 3 hours, during which time he had done almost nothing.